In today's understanding of nature, four forces are identified by scientists and physicists. The first is electromagnetism, the second is the strong interaction, and the fourth is the weak force. The third is the weak force, and the fourth is gravity. So, electromagnetism, which is the electromagnetic field of the universe, strong interactions that hold the nucleus of an atom together, weak force responsible for radioactive decay, and then the fourth is gravity. Okay, these are the forces of nature. Now, electromagnetism, weak and strong forces have been unified. So, both mathematically and otherwise, we know that electromagnetism, strong and weak forces, are the same force. Gravity, of course, is not classically a force, but considered to be the curvature of space-time. Our physical body is held together by electromagnetic forces, strong and weak interactions. Of course, gravity is needed to keep the Earth rotating and going around the sun. So all are important as far as our physical well-being is concerned, but the dominant force that holds our body together is the electromagnetic field which pervades all of space-time. Our physical body is part of the electromagnetic field, and all matter is made of charged particles, and these charged particles create electric and magnetic fields when they move. And our human body is constantly moving, so it is constantly creating electromagnetic fields, almost like a dynamo. The human body emits electromagnetic fields in a wide range of frequencies, from very few frequencies, such as those emitted by the heart, from very low frequencies. Low frequencies means dense frequencies, high frequencies, very fast moving on-off signals. So, for example, the heart is low frequencies, and then very high frequencies, such as the brain. And the majority of the electromagnetic fields emitted by the human body are in the radio frequency range. The human body is not part of the full spectrum of electromagnetic fields according to current science, but I question that. There's no boundary between your body and the electromagnetic field of the universe. So I believe that the full spectrum of electromagnetic fields should include waves with frequencies ranging from 0 to infinity, except we measure them only in the waking state of consciousness. So current science says that the human body can only emit and absorb electromagnetic waves in a limited range of frequencies. I think that's true probably in the waking state of consciousness, but I don't think it applies to expanded states of consciousness that include transcendence, non-local awareness, the simultaneity of local and non-local, and all the, different states of consciousness that have been studied by wisdom traditions. In any case, the study of the electromagnetic fields emitted by the human body is a relatively new area of research, and many scientists are still learning about the effects of these fields on human health. However, it is clear that the human body is part of the electromagnetic field of the universe, and these fields play an important role in the body's functions. Some examples of how the human body emits electromagnetic fields. So the heart produces an electrical field with a frequency of about 60 hertz. This field is used to create an electrocardiogram, the ECG, that the doctor does when he or she examines your heart. And it's a diagnostic tool now used to measure the heart's electrical activity. My father was actually one of the pioneers in the first ECGs that were created long time ago. He worked with Lewis, and the electrocardiogram has certain leads that are called the Lewis leads. Anyway, that's a side story. The brain produces a magnetic field with a frequency of about 0.1 hertz. This field is used to create magnetoencephalograms or EEGs, MEG, which is a diagnostic tool used to measure the brain's electrical activity. Muscle cells produce electrical fields when they contract. These fields are used to transmit signals throughout the body. The skin also produces electrical fields. These fields are used to detect changes in temperature, touch, but actually also can detect stress. So the human body is constantly exposed to electromagnetic fields from other sources as well, including cell phones, power lines, radios. And these external fields can interact with the body's own electromagnetic fields and potentially have impact on health, well-being, and longevity. So a lot of this is being studied by scientists today, but there is now more and more evidence that our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, our imagination can affect the electromagnetic field of our body. Our bodies are constantly emitting these electromagnetic fields, and the frequency and intensity of these waves can be influenced by our emotional state. For example, studies have shown that when people are experiencing negative emotions such as anger or sadness, they have weaker and less coherent fields, electromagnetic fields, than those who are experiencing positive emotions such as love and joy. This is because our emotions trigger changes in our brain activity, which in turn affects the way our bodies generate and emit electromagnetic waves everywhere in the body. When we experience negative emotions, our brains become more active in the areas that are responsible for processing emotions like fear and distress. When, on the other hand, when we experience positive emotions such as joy, empathy, compassion, love, equanimity, then our brains become more active in the areas that are responsible for processing pleasure and reward. This increased activity can lead to an increase in the coherence of our electromagnetic field, which corresponds to health and well-being. The strength and coherence of our electromagnetic field can also be affected by our thoughts and by our beliefs. For example, studies have shown that people who have a positive outlook or who have a positive attitude or who have positive emotions have, such as the ones I mentioned, which connect us to the web of existence and relationship. People who have those emotions, they tend to have a more coherent electromagnetic field. This is because, as I said, our thoughts and beliefs can influence the way we interpret and respond to our experiences. When we have positive thoughts and beliefs, we are more likely to experience positive emotions, which can lead to a stronger and more coherent electromagnetic field. And this is now a big area of research, the relationship between emotions, thoughts, and electromagnetic fields. But it is very clear that a connection between these factors exists. By understanding how our emotions, thoughts, and beliefs affect our electromagnetic field, we can learn to use them to improve our health and also our well-being. Some common ways to do this: practice meditation and mindful awareness. Spend time in nature. Listen to calming music. Surround yourself with positive people, and positive experiences. Adopt a positive attitude to life, where you see adversity, see opportunity, and you will start to recognize that you control the electromagnetic field of your body, and its coherence corresponds to health, well being, longevity, and health span. You're in charge of the electromagnetic field, and the way you influence it is through your emotions, your attitudes, your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your imagination, and your expanded awareness. New discipline in medicine. Bioelectrical fields that synchronize with the electromagnetic fields of the universe. And if there's complete synchronization, I bet you that would be complete harmony of your biological rhythms, circadian, seasonal, planetary, of course, circadian, as the Earth moves on its axis, seasonal, as the Earth goes around the sun, gravitational, the effects of the stars, moon, sun, and the cosmos, gravity on the ocean waves, but 70% of our body is ocean, and even lunar rhythms influence our biorhythms. In turn, our biorhythms are an expression of electromagnetic coherence between the biofield of the universe and the electromagnetic field of the universe. And there's perfect synchronization, coherence. I bet you there's minimal entropy, and that means long, healthy lifespan. Let me know if this is useful.